And you talked about in your experience I'm going to say being a student, and even I guess as a practitioner in the community now, what you see, because I imagine, people who are on the learning journey still likely cross your path. How can educational institutions do a better job of supporting students from diverse cultural, religious, lived experiences, especially in practical settings like clinical training?
Yeah, it was a tough journey myself as well, and it's a question that I often ponder about. How can we really, better support these students? I feel that one way is definitely providing mentorship programs, um, diversity training for faculty, safe spaces for students to express their unique challenges. I feel these are very crucial. These three aspects, things that may have been touched upon while I was at school, but not really taken a deep dive into it. So it did. I had to struggle. It was a struggle. I really do feel that educational institutions can take some ideas from this, because it really will make the students' experience a lot better at school.
Amazing. And I know when we talked earlier, there were some experiences that you shared. Is there anything that you feel called to share as an example? Because again, for viewers who maybe don't have a sense of, maybe the specifics, but is there anything, a story you can share about what that's been like? And maybe even if there was ever a good solution where you're like, that was good, but maybe that's a stretch, but
Yeah, no, I mean, one thing that is standing out specifically now with my naturopathic training was the there were a variety of supervisors, and some much more culturally competent, I guess, than others. And it was very nice to have someone like that being the supervisor of us while we were doing our internship. Somebody that could really understand where I was coming from, especially, sometimes it may be, for example, a male patient wanting certain examinations done, etc., like that. But them, as a practitioner, there is no real, I guess, barrier to that. But sometimes, things can go the wrong way, and having someone really understand that no, religiously she's unable to do certain things, and that was really important. And if I do go back a little bit, even as a student, we had to practice acupuncture upon ourselves and do certain manipulations and massage to each other as students, and said, well, I'm not going to do it on any of the boys, and I don't have to. We'll do it on, the girls and I will share. But even that, and I said, well, I'm not going to do it in the same room as everybody else. This is not going to happen. So for them to actually have that awareness, they didn't have the awareness, but then there were some of the professors who were open to that and really understood that, okay, religiously, this is what she needs, and we have to abide by it. So it came to the point where they had enclosed a certain area where the girls used to practice there. And before my professor used to come in, he used to actually knock on the outside of the curtain and say, is it okay if I walk in? So, things like that were great. So there was changes, there was openness, but I felt uncomfortable to constantly have to speak up for myself. And not only me, the other girls, because again, there was lots of other foreign girls who were there, but they thought this is cultural norm. We shouldn't open our mouth and just follow blindly. We cannot rock the boat. So I said, well, this is Canada. We can speak up for ourselves. So really advocating for that as well, and having that change. I mean, I'm glad that I was able to do it, and kind of came out of my own comfort zone to stand up for myself and others.